Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is Friday night qualifying ahead of the 2023 Qatar Grand Prix. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, then do get yourself subscribed. I'm live for every single Grand Prix from the Formula 1 World Championship, including this Sunday's Qatar Grand Prix. This is a sprint race weekend, so we have got qualifying tonight for the Grand Prix on Sunday, and then we've got a sprint Saturday tomorrow, sprint shootout 2 p.m. I'll be live for that, and sprint race itself I think about 6:30 tomorrow evening. I'll be live about 6 o'clock for the sprint, and then the Grand Prix itself Sunday, I think that's at 6 p.m. as well. So I'll be live about R5 for that. So join me throughout this weekend. But we're straight into it. There was one practice session this afternoon, about 3 or 4 hours ago, and straight into qualifying on a slippery circuit with one practice session in the bank. This could be seriously unpredictable. One mistake and you're going to drop a handful of positions because it's super competitive in the midfield pack. But yeah, welcome into the stream. And welcome to round 18. We're almost there. It's mad to think Verstappen is going to win the championship tomorrow. So join me for the sprint race tomorrow night, because Verstappen, in all likelihood, is going to wrap up the championship with 6 races to go. The brutal domination of Max Verstappen in 2023 is really going to hit home when we've still got another 6 races to do. I'll put these on in a minute. Yeah, it's been absolutely... He's just blown everybody out of the water this year and obviously deserves the championship. But yeah, Qatar, it's a new circuit to me as well, this. There's only ever been one race here, and that was a couple of years ago. 2021 Qatar Grand Prix is the only reference, and hence why I have got a circuit map for the first time ever, because this, along with Vegas that will come in November, is the only circuit that I do not know. It's the only circuit I am not familiar with, other than Vegas, because that's new as well. Like, All the other tracks I know like the back of my hand. I've probably done a million laps on them on various F1 games, and I've watched them for 20 years. But Qatar, it's new to me. It's new to half the grid as well. Like, I think there's about 6 or 7 drivers that have never raced here before, never seen it. And yeah, Karen Chandok going through some of the clips, and it's looking slippy out there. Yo! It's all over tomorrow. It's all over tomorrow, Anto, but there's another 6 races to do, bro. Another 6. Like, it's all right wrapping up the championship and there's like 1 or 2 races to go. All right, you know what I mean? We've had a few dead Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at the end of the season when it's wrapped up, but mate, it's been a while since someone's wrapped up the championship and we've got another 6 to do. That's going to be peak. But, you know, you have to weather the bad times to enjoy the good times, don't you? So hopefully next year it'll be a lot closer. I'm not religious, but I am going to be praying for a championship battle next season because we need it. This channel needs it. Another dead season, and I'm dead. You know what I mean? I can weather 2 dead seasons, but 3 dead seasons in a row will kill me off, I swear. on a live stream event anyway. I'll still watch it, but 3 dead seasons in a row kills the live streams off, I'm not going to lie. So we pray we pray that 2024 is a bit better, but yeah. It should be a good qualifying session anyway. Like, Max obviously was quickest in practice, but behind Max, obviously McLaren looking good. They come on so much in the last handful of races, and then see where Mercedes end up, Ferrari. But I can see a few mistakes happening here in quali. Like, they've had 1 practice session on a circuit that they're not familiar with that's been re-tarmacked. Yeah, expect a few upsets in quali. Yes, aways, mate. How we doing, bro? Welcome to the stream. Qualifying about to get underway in about 7 or 8 minutes. And we're going to find out on a Friday night who is going to get pole position for the race on Sunday. Yeah, sprint race weekend. So this sets the grid for Sunday, and then tomorrow is its own separate event where we have sprint qualifying and a sprint race. But this will set the grid for the proper Grand Prix on Sunday. And I hope we get some drama. But looking at practice this afternoon, if you get a clean lap in, you stand half a chance, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of there was a hell of a lot of people running wide, especially in the high speed turns 12, 13 and 14 towards the end of the lap. A lot of people going wide and off the circuit in the 1 hour practice that we've had. So you do that when it really matters. In the end of Q1, you could end up getting knocked out with the grid being as competitive as it is. You know, you've got 2 seconds between Verstappen and I think it was Sargent at the back, or Magnussen. There's 2 seconds between the entire field. So you make a mistake, go wide. For 1, your lap time will probably be deleted anyway for exceeding track limits. But for 2, you ain't going to survive the session. You're going to be eliminated. So, yeah, hope we're in for a good one. But, yeah, welcome in, Anto and Aways. Hopefully we get a few more in for the sprint tomorrow. And then hopefully people turn up for the Qatar Grand Prix on Sunday. That starts 6 p.m. So we just have time to watch the City Arsenal on Sunday and then bang into the race. So Sunday's actually teed up to be a good one. Arsenal Man City at 4:04. Back to back with the Qatar Grand Prix. But it's also a weird one that Max will probably be, in all likelihood, be crowned world champion on a Saturday. I I think that has only ever happened once before in the history of the sport, and probably before I was born. So yeah, winning the championship on a Saturday is a weird vibe, and it is strange because Verstappen's going to be crowned three-time world champion, right? Tomorrow, and all three of his championship victories have been in strange circumstances. The first one was under massive controversy, obviously, the whole Abu Dhabi 2021 scenario. So he won his first championship under huge controversial circumstances. Then he wins his second championship after a time penalty was applied to another driver. So he won his second championship by default because he ended the race like, let's say, I can't remember exactly how it was, but let's say he needed to be sixth to be champion. He was like seventh, but then someone ahead of him got a penalty. So then it meant that he got the sixth place that he needed. So he was crowned champion like half an hour after the race finished. And it was a bit like, is he world champion or not? Or yeah or nah? Or, oh yeah, he is. It was, so his first one was massively controversial. His second one was because someone else got a penalty. And then his third one is going to be on a Saturday afternoon with nobody watching. Bro, what is that? That is some weird, like they've not, like he's three championships deep and he's not at that moment of like crossing the finish line and it's like, incredible world champion. Like obviously we had that in 21, but 99.9% of people were massively pissed off with that. Like no one was like, get in Verstappen. Well, I was, because I loved the controversy of it. So I was like, what a spectacle. But 99.9% of fans were absolutely raging. So that has tainted his first one. His second one was by default, and his third one's going to be after a sprint on a Saturday, which 90% of fans don't even know what that is. Like, well, not 90%, but a casual fan. Are they really? I feel like it's not really been explained very well, this whole sprint race thing. I feel like if you're a casual fan, what the hell is a sprint race weekend? Like, he's going to win it after a sprint race. Dead. So dead. But it's 3 championships, isn't it? Nonetheless. 400 points. Well, I've got the Drivers' Championship up there as well. I've revamped the stream a little bit. But yeah, Verstappen 400 points. Perez 223. Never seen domination like it in my life, I swear. I mean, maybe I think it's probably the most dominant season in history. Schumacher had a couple of dominant. What is with this? Yeah, we're about to get the session underway. If you don't know how it works, qualifying is split into 3 segments: Q1, Q2, and Q3. In Q1, the slowest 5 drivers, when the 18 minutes runs out, are knocked out, eliminated from the session. Then the top 15 go through to Q2. After 15-minute session, the bottom 5, when the time runs out, will be knocked out. And then the top 10 go for pole position in Q3. So this first session and the second session is just not about, it's just about avoiding being in that bottom 5, basically. So you've got to be safe to get through. I don't know what's going on in the Red Bull garage with the lights, but Verstappen heads out on a weekend where he will be crowned 3-time world champion. I I don't expect this to be a straightforward session at all. I'm really looking forward to how this grid is going to end up because I think we're going to get a few upsets here. This is not a straightforward. This is not a straightforward scenario. This. So they've got the freedom of the tyres. I don't think we're running that scenario where it's hard tyres in Q1 and medium in Q2 and all that. I think they've got the freedom of picking whatever tyres they want. But yeah, Q1 underway. Yeah, I reckon we've got an upset or two coming here. Yeah, what a shambles from Alpine that. Why did they release both Alpines from the garage at the same time? They nearly crashed into each other in the pit lane. What? Rookie settings for Alpine there. Oh, mate. Verstappen starting his first flying lap, but he's going to have so much traffic. He's going to have so much traffic on his first flying lap, Verstappen. The entire grid. Oh, that's good. They brought in something to try and stop the cars backing up at the end of the lap. Got a minimum a minimum safety car 1 to safety car 2 time. That's good before we get a massive incident. I do like this high speed. It's a bit like Istanbul. This high speed turn 12, 13 and 14 at the end of the lap. It's a bit like that 4 apex corner in Istanbul. So Verstappen crosses the line with a 1:26.884 then. And here comes Fernando Alonso, purple in sector 1. Piastri pole, I'd back that car. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Hope so. Yeah, I'd love to see McLaren on pole. Anything but a Red Bull would be nice. I wonder if track limits are going to be an issue. In quali as Alonso goes quickest by a tenth over Max. Good early sign from Aston, but obviously we're very early on in Q1 and Sargent goes P3. Go on then. Here comes Gasly, goes second. Okay, Alonso, Gasly, Verstappen top 3 then. 13 minutes to go in Q1, so it's still early days. Just getting banker laps in at the moment. Sainz goes 5th. Drew McLaren would have got a Piastri chose Alpine. Norris goes quickest on a 26-0. Piastri just stayed with Alpine. In an alternate reality, I don't know. Had they already have got rid of Ricardo, so they wouldn't have kept Ricardo? Good question, that. Maybe they would have gone for Gasly, you know. Maybe it would have been the other way around, so that Gasly to McLaren and Piastri, maybe. That'd be my best guess, lad. So it's Leclerc quickest at the moment, 26.4. Alonso 0.3 slower. Piastri's gone to 3rd. Albon P6. Yeah, I feel like it might be a theme, that SHT. I feel like the track limits might be mentioned a few times over this session as Perez goes P6. And here comes Liam Lawson then. This will probably be Liam Lawson's last race as well. Daniel Ricciardo looking to return in Austin in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, Liam Lawson, but he's had a very good handful of races, hasn't he? He's been really impressive. It's just a shame that there's not really enough room for him. There's no spot for him next year, which is a shame, because he deserves a seat, and he's going to have a year in the sidelines, and then what? We're on board Yuki Tsunoda as Verstappen goes 2nd then, so it's Leclerc, Verstappen, Alonso top 3, 10 minutes to go in Q1. Very poor by Perez so far. It's not in it at all. No, we'll see how this plays out, but I expect to see a few upsets, because with the track being unfamiliar to them, it's been resurfaced. They've had one practice session. It's slippery. I expect to see something today. Yeah, Alonso's gone quickest by 0.7. Mega. Sainz goes to P5. Norris has gone purple sector 1, but he's backed out of it now. And Leclerc goes P2 then, 0.4 off. Alonso's 125.7. I'm sure Williams were only going to run that livery for 2 races. This is the 3rd. Not that that's a bad thing. I actually prefer this Williams livery, but I'm sure it was just meant to be for Singapore, Japan. But fair play, Williams have turned up with the Martini livery at 0 for 3. I'm sure it was just for the Asian leg. I'm sure originally it was. Anyway, not that it matters. I actually prefer the Williams in these colours anyway. So it's Alonso, Ocon, Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, top 5. 8 minutes to go. Hulkenberg's on a flying lap now. Mercedes haven't set a time yet. Ocon complaining that he's hot in the car. Look at how quick turns 12, 13 and 14 are. And then into 15. See, I get the feeling with this circuit that it's great to drive on like a quali run like now, but I don't think it's the best for racing on, is it? I think there's one overtaking opportunity down into turn 1 and that's it. So I get the feeling like I haven't got the F1 game this year, but if I had, this would be probably one of my favourite tracks to drive, but it looks really for the high speed corners, really flowing circuit as well. But there's not a lot of overtaking opportunities in the race, is there? It's turn 1 or nothing. Bottas goes P2 in the Alfa Romeo, and Russell goes P2 then. So Alonso's time stood up to the pack with 6.5 minutes to go, and Hamilton makes it Mercedes 2 and 3. Bottom 5 then with 6.5 minutes to go is Stroll, Zhou, Lawson, Magnussen and Norris. I don't think Norris has set a proper time yet though. So this track where Alonso got his first podium back in Formula 1 since Hungary 2014, time 2 years ago. It seemed like he's loving the track at the moment. Yeah. Oh yeah, in the Alpine with that massive airbox. Yeah, he got a podium, didn't he? I watched that race actually the other day. Because I was trying to get my bearings for the circuit and stuff. Because, like I say, this is the only track that I don't know, apart from Vegas. It's the only layout that I'm not familiar with. So I was watching the 2021 race a few days ago, and it seemed like there's a few conclusions I could draw. The only overtaking opportunity is down in turn 1. And the curbs were breaking the cars, but they've got rid of those curbs now. So there shouldn't be any... because a couple of cars got punctures in 21, but Alonso did well, yeah. I think Gasly was qualified on the front row. It's like Hamilton, Gasly, Alonso. I know, yeah. Verstappen bossed it, man. I was watching it the other day. I was like, no, man. Because what a season that was. And the commentary was so good as well. Verstappen started 6th. And by the end of lap 5, he was up into 2nd behind Hamilton. And Martin Brundle was like, yeah, normal service is resumed. Hamilton 1, Verstappen 2. And it was just yeah, man. There was a championship battle. Those guys were head to head. Now it's one man. 2021 was goated. Perez goes P4 then in the Red Bull with only 3.5 minutes to go now. So it's starting to get important for Zhou, Albon, Lawson, Magnussen and Norris under pressure. But Norris has gone purple middle sector, so it looks a bit wobbly there. And second to last corner. Doesn't Hamilton have a 100% win rate? Yeah, man. Yeah, Hamilton with the 100% win rate in Qatar. You can't touch that for stats. One race, one win. GG's. It's like Vettel with his like 100% win record in India, and I'm sure there's another track as well. Like 2 races, won them both. Bang. There's 2 or 3 on them. But here we go. Norris has gone quickest then. Sainz goes P5. As if Norris has gone quickest by 3/10. Tsunoda goes P8. So bottom 5's Hülkenberg, Stroll, Zhou, Albon, Magnussen. As Ocon goes 6th. And we're on board with Alonso round the final corner. Alonso's gone purple sector 1. Green middle sector. Go on, Fernando. Goes P2. Okay, 25-1 from Norris. Stands up. And Alonso a 10th off the pace. Gasly goes P6 in the Alpine. As here comes Verstappen then. Goes P1 only by a 10th. Verstappen on a 25 flat goes P1. Albon across the line, only P15. He might be in trouble with that. 2 minutes to go in Q1. Albon improves, but he's on the bubble. Yeah, Alonso's vintage move on Gasly, yeah. Aston seems to have woken up. They certainly have. Oh, Sargent on the limit. Over the curb and just about keeps the car on the circuit. Oh, and is it track limits from Lando Norris? Ooh. Lawson's out. Is he in the pits? Is Lawson definitely out? No, he's still got another chance, hasn't he? How do you know that, SHT? Are you 2 minutes ahead of me? I swear I'm watching this live. How do you know he's been knocked out? There's still 2 minutes to go. You're on your time. Get out of your time travelling booth. You can't be 2 minutes ahead of me. I mean, you might end up right, but there's still 40 seconds to go. Yeah, no, it's alright. Let's go. Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, top 3. But it's all about the bottom 5. It's all about Lawson, Hülkenberg, Stroll, Zhou and Magnussen. Both Haas down there, under pressure. Oh, come on, Lance. How's Alonso up in the top 3 and Lance Stroll is a second off the pace down in 18th? Come on, Lance. You're having a laugh out here, bro. Bro's stealing a living. Lance has to get through, man. Alonso's 2/10 off. Oh, Magnussen's definitely out. Magnussen improved ball. Bottas might be safe with that. Bottas goes P11. But Magnussen's definitely out. Lawson is out. P16 at best. Here comes Hülkenberg. Go on, Nico. Boom! P9. Hülkenberg through and safe with that. Piastri goes P4. Zhou's out. Zhou Guan Yu's going to line up last on the grid. And Lance Stroll. Come on, man. Don't embarrass yourself like this. Stroll has to get through. And doesn't. Oh my God. Stroll P17. And Alex might get knocked out as well. Ocon goes P7. Russell goes P5. I think Alex might be... Oh, here we go. He's at turn 15. One more corner to go for Alexander Albon. Come on, Alex. Gasly goes 7th. It's Albon versus Sargent. And Albon... Albon outqualifies Sargent for a 17th time in a row. It's 17-0 to Albon in qualifying against his teammate Logan Sargent. Albon knocks out Sargent. It's... Are Williams happy about that? Probably. Albon's got more potential to maybe do something in Q2, but that's it then. So Sargent's out in 16th. Lance Stroll. Oh my God, Lance Stroll's in a world of mediocrity, mate. Nah, man. Lance Stroll's stealing a living in that Aston. Alonso 2/10 off the pace. And Stroll's what? A second and a half. Mate. Stroll out in P17. Lawson out P18. Magnussen out 19th. Zhou Guanyu out P20. Stroll's a wannabe Latifi. I think Latifi has scored more points in the Aston Martin this season than Stroll. Facts. Latifi'd have got more points in the Aston Martin this season than Lance Stroll's got. I mean, Latifi, I don't know, man. Was Latifi like god awful? I don't think so, man. Like Latifi wasn't. Was Latifi embarrassingly bad? Maybe at times, but I feel like Lance Stroll is consistently embarrassingly bad. Oh my God, like consistently embarrassingly bad. I don't think Latifi was that bad. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like Latifi had moments where he did all right. Like Lance Stroll's in a. I don't have any words for it, man. It's like, the thing is, you can't expect him to beat Fernando. Like, there ain't many drivers out there that could beat Fernando. Probably only Max. Lewis would give it a go. But probably only Max is beating Fernando in equal material, yeah. In equal conditions. I'm not saying that Stroll has to be up there. But when you're getting slapped by a second in quali, you should be within... Really, you should be within 3/10 of your teammate, I think. If it's like a 10th or 2, it's like, all right. Maybe 3/4 you think, you've kind of been slapped a bit. When you're a second off your teammate, get out of the sport. If you're consistently being slapped by over a second, you're not the one. This is supposed to be the best drivers in the world. Why are they racing? Why is Alonso racing a Ferrari into turn 1? Maybe it's a Canadian thing. Yeah, both Canadian as well. Stroll be fuming. It's just embarrassing. Oh, Stroll is absolutely fuming as well. It's just weird. Because Stroll, in his Williams days and Racing Point, he was all right, man. He wasn't that bad. But this season has exposed him big time. Magnussen's poor season continues. Yeah, Magnussen's not been great this year, has he? Latifi made race entertaining by crashing out. Hey, Carl, I don't know if you're old enough, but do you remember Maldonado? He was your man for that. He was your man for making it exciting by just making silly mistakes. Yeah, Maldonado was the one. Latifi, I don't know. He wasn't great, but I don't think he was like... It wasn't like, oh my God. I think he did reasonable against George, did he not? Like, obviously George slapped him because George is like elite level, innit? But I don't know. The gap between Alonso and Stroll is just too much. Alonso might genuinely be in the fight for pole position today, and Stroll's been knocked out in Q1. Alonso's exposed. I mean, Alonso has put many teammates in the bin, but I remember him putting a number on Massa a lot, but I don't think it was as one-sided as this. Anyway, Q2 is about to get underway. If you can't work it out, Stroll has been knocked out. I feel like I'm just sat here slating Lance Stroll, but he's just not up to scratch, is he, bro? But yeah, Sargent's out, Stroll's out, Lawson's out, Magnussen's out, Zhou's out. Top 15 go again in Q2, 15-minute session, and the top 10 at the end of this session will go through to fight for pole. So this is about getting into that top 10. What happened to Jamie Chadwick? Jamie Chadwick's racing in Indy Next, which is to IndyCar what F2 is to F1. She's in like the IndyCar F2, Indy Next. And I have watched a couple of those races because of Jamie Chadwick. I'm like, come on. But I don't think she's been doing particularly well in it. From what I've seen, I don't know. She might be slapping it up now, but the couple of races I've seen, it's not looking good. And I'm gutted. I'm a bit gutted because, I'm drawing conclusions and I shouldn't. Maybe she'll do well next year. I don't know, man. But I don't think she's had a great season. I don't know for sure, but big ups Jamie Chadwick. I hope she comes good, man. Because she dominated the W Series. Way too good for that. Anyway, Q2 is on the way. 12 minutes to go. Hope we get a few upsets. W Series was a mess. Yeah, W Series. They tried, didn't they? Like, you can't knock them for having a go at creating, I back the attempt, but I don't really know what it did. Is Piastri on a flyer? I tell you what, I bet this is a great track to drive. I bet this is awesome to drive. Fast, flowing. You haven't got any horrible chicanes where you've got to come down the... You know what I mean? You haven't got any Mickey Mouse sections where you've got to... thinking like middle sector in Miami where you've got little chicanes and all the back end's like... Nah, this is like a pure driver's track. I imagine this is great to drive. But I don't think it makes for great races. Although there has only been one F1 race around here, so you can't really draw a conclusion on one race. You got to get a bigger sample size, but I don't think it's going to be race of the century. But join me at 5:30 Sunday afternoon. I don't promote it myself very well, do I? But I bet it's awesome to drive. Leclerc round the final corner then. 10 minutes to go in Q2, and they're starting to set the first times of the session. Leclerc then goes quickest on a 1:25.3. So that's the early benchmark. Alonso goes P5, Hulkenberg P3. Hulkenberg! Does anyone ever remember Brazil 2012? Hulkenberg takes the lead! Oh, that's my favourite ever race. Brazil 2012. Hulkenberg takes the lead! I was like... That's like the equivalent of like Tsunoda taking the lead or something. It's like the equivalent of like Logan Sargent taking the lead. What? Mad settings. Gasly's gone P2 then. Nah, I'm exaggerating. The Force India was quick in 2012. Right? But still, it was madness. Piastri pits. Good in there. Let's Tsunoda P4. It's early doors, isn't it? These are just the banker laps. See what happens when we've got a minute on the clock. Then we have a look. What's happened to Norris? Replay on board with Lando. Wow, what? For a second there, I thought they were going to crash at like 40 mile an hour. I don't understand what's gone on there between Norris and... Russell purple middle sector. So both Mercedes on a flying lap now then. So it's Verstappen quickest at the moment from Gasly, Alonso, and Russell slots into second then. Yeah, only 2/10 off. Go on then, Lewis. Our Mercedes in the fight tonight. Well, they're not that far off it, are they really? I mean, Verstappen might not be going balls to the wall in Q2, but Mercedes are looking decent. Oh. So Verstappen's on old soft tyres and Mercedes are on brand new and they're still slower. Yeah. Red Bull quicker than Mercedes, confirmed. It is, Carl. Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo will be back in Austin, Texas in a couple of weeks. Yeah, so Liam Lawson's last. I hope it's not his last race ever. I hope he finds a seat, but he'll be looking at 2025 now. He's not getting a seat next season. He'll be on the sidelines, Red Bull reserve driver next year, and then obviously he'll be looking to get back in the sport in 25. If there's no seat available in 25, he's got a dip. He's got to go to World Endurance Championship or IndyCar, NASCAR, something else. Yeah, so it's a bit peak for Lawson because he's done well enough to get a seat, but there's no seat available. So it's a bit of an awkward one for Liam Lawson because I feel like he's been decent. It's a bit of a strange scenario. Which is why we need an 11th team. If you haven't seen my stream from a couple of hours ago, I have had a half an hour rant about Andretti's bid to be an 11th team on the grid and the other 10 teams don't want it, which is outrageous. And yeah, so if you want to hear me on a rant for half an hour, I'll have a look at the stream this afternoon, but I don't want to talk about that now. It's all in that video. It's all there, plain as day. Anyway, 5.5 minutes to go in Q2. And now we start looking. Now we start having a look. Who's under pressure? Who's looking quick? Who's under pressure? We are focusing on Carlos Sainz, who's currently P13 and needs a lap. Both McLarens need a lap as well. Alonso's just out driving the cars, what he's always done throughout his Formula 1 career. He is, man. Yeah, Alonso's always managed to just get that extra bit of performance that shouldn't exist. Yeah. Sainz has aborted the lap. Let's have a look at what happened to Sainz. Yeah, so Sainz has gone wide at turn 7. And Leclerc's lost it at turn 4. You see these mistakes, one practice session on a track they're not familiar with that's just been resurfaced. You know? They're not exactly going into this qualifying session fully set up and fully comfortable, are they? They're chucked in. Even when Aston Martin car's been really bad, ones have still managed to get in Q3. Yeah, Q3 at every race. Yeah, exactly. Through thick and thin, through strong moments of the season, through weaker moments in the season, he's always been there. Yeah. Piastri looking quick in the first 2 sectors. McLaren coming out fighting here. Norris goes purple sector 2. McLaren in the fight here today. Go on. Piastri out of the final corner then and across the line. Goes quickest. Piastri 124.724. And Norris beats that. So it's a McLaren 1-2 with 3 minutes to go in Q2. Norris and Piastri separated by 39 1,000ths of a second. They're quicker than Verstappen by only 73 thousandths of a second. We've got the top 3 within a 10th. Oh, this could be spicy, you know. McLaren are right in the fight. This could get spicy. 2.5 minutes to go. Leclerc on a flying lap. Leclerc down in P8 at the moment. And crosses the line. P5. So it's Norris, Piastri, Verstappen, Russell, Leclerc, top 5 at the moment. 2 minutes to go in Q2. With a handful of drivers yet to properly set a benchmark time. They're leaving it to the last. Replay on board with Max Verstappen. He's behind a Ferrari at turn 8, 9, turn 10. I'm starting to recognise the circuit a little bit now. Whoa, what is a Ferrari doing there? That was dangerous, that. Red Bull and, Verstappen and one of the Ferraris almost coming together there on their outlaps. That was too much, that. I don't know if it was Leclerc or Sainz, but whoever it was, man. Chill out, man. You're on outlaps. Wow. A minute to go in Q2. In the drop zone at the moment then is Ocon, Albon, Hulkenberg, Sainz and Bottas. They all need a lap. We're on board with Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. Oh, that double right-hander of 12, a triple right-hander of 12, 13 and 14 is mega. Verstappen goes quickest by 2/10 then. Verstappen takes the benchmark to a 24.483 as across the line comes Carlos Sainz in only P9. Sainz is in trouble with that. Sainz will be knocked out with that. Hulkenberg improves, but only to 11th, so he's definitely in trouble. Bottas goes P9 for now, quicker than Sainz. Sainz is in serious trouble here. Perez goes P9. Why is Perez so far off the pace? Why is Perez 8/10 behind Verstappen? What? Absolutely slapped. Exactly. How's Perez that slow? I don't know, mate. Perez should be in with the McLarens at least, or at least like P4. Like, what are you doing? P9? Tsunoda goes 11th, so he's out. Yuki Tsunoda's definitely out. Ocon's on a lap. He's only got one more corner to go. As Gasly goes P4 in the Alpine. Good led. Pierre Gasly. Oh, Alpine are quick. Both Alpines are in the Q3. Russell goes P4. But Alpine 5 and 6, they're going to be safe with that. Alpine are through. Hamilton goes quickest. Hamilton goes quickest with a purple middle sector. Ooh, Lewis has turned up as Albon goes wide. Albon's out. But Hamilton has turned up at the end of Q2. Mate, have we got a four-way shootout for pole position here between Verstappen, Norris, Piastri and Hamilton? Bring it on. Tsunoda's hard for his Perez out. Bro, Perez is out. And Sainz. What the hell is Perez? Oh, mate. Biggest disappointments of the season. Lance Stroll, Sergio Perez. Both of them have had a shocker, haven't they? Like, Perez has had his moments and that, but on a whole, it's not been good, man. Perez, P13 on the grid. But I tell you, if Verstappen didn't exist, yeah, Perez would struggle to win this championship. In the most dominant car that Formula One's ever seen, Perez would struggle to win this championship. If Verstappen didn't exist and Red Bull ran one car this season, he would be struggling, bro. Maybe more exciting, actually, because it'd be about a five-way driver fight, mate. But nah. Again, like last time in 2021, Perez gets started out in Q2. Mate, P13. Yeah, so knocked out in Q2 then. Yuki Tsunoda, P11. Carlos Sainz, P12. Sergio Perez, P13. Alexander Albon, unlucky, P14. Made a mistake on his final lap. And Nico Hülkenberg, P15. So top 10. Then going through to Q3, and the pole position shootout is Hamilton, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Russell, Gasly, Ocon, Leclerc, Alonso, and Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri getting through to Q3. Who had that down the bookies? Slap bang nobody. Big up Valtteri getting through to Q3. Nobody had that on a bet slip. And fair play, Alpine looking pretty quick as well, half a second off. Hamilton quickest by a 10th. Ooh, you know, is Hamilton right in the fight for pole? Gotta be with that kind of a lap. McLaren are right up there as well. McLaren are right in it. Russell just a bit off, you know. Russell 4.5 tenths off. It's not looking like he's going to get on the front row, is he? But, you know, then Alpine half second, not bad. Ferrari not having a good time, are they? Leclerc 7 tenths off. Sainz a second off and out. You know, Leclerc through in P8. Alonso 8.5 tenths off in P9. But yeah, that is the one thing. Alonso's streak of Q3 appearances continues. How much further up the grid can he get than 8th or 9th? I'm not sure, but he keeps the streak going. I suppose that's the main thing for him. we're going to see a replay of Lance Stroll punching a wall, bruv. Nah. It's not good enough. That's why, bro. Whoa, Lance Stroll's having a scrap with his physio. Nah, Lance is done. I'm listening to that interview by Lance Stroll, mate. He's fuming. Do you know what? That interview from Lance Stroll then, where it's just one word answers, that is the first bit. This is going to sound so harsh, mate. That is the first bit of personality I have ever seen from Lance Stroll. That is the first bit of personality, of some fucking emotion from Lance Stroll I've probably ever seen, apart from a pole position in Turkey 3 years ago, mate. Nah, like, at least it shows he cares. Because I just thought that he didn't really care, to be honest. So that surprised me. At least he cares, bro. At least he cares, because Stroll's not scored a point since summer break. Anyway, I don't want to make it. But the hell's Stroll F1 or what? Stroll F1 channel. Nah, but at least it shows he cares, man. He's pissed off. He's giving an interview. How's it going? Shit. Or whatever. Well, at least, you know, the media will be outraged by that or whatever. Oh, it's not very media. It's not very professional. Yeah, but at least it's showing some. That's happened to Sergio Perez. Whoa, Perez cut the cut. Whoa, too wide, my mate. Too wide, my old mate. What corner is that? Is that turn 4 and 5? Is he like trying to cut turn 5 and goes wide? Exactly. You can understand how Lance, she felt it's just a huge liability. Yeah, man. This is not good enough to be in Formula 1. Yeah, he does need to be out, man. He does need to be out. But I've never seen Lance Stroll like be upset before. Never. So at least he's upset. At least he realises, like, this is shite, Mo. This is shite, mate. At least he knows. Because up till now, I've just seen him sort of like not really care. Anyway, Q3 is underway. Pole position shootout. By the way, we still have sprint shootout tomorrow still. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be live for that as well. Just about. I'll get home at like 10 to 2. Live at 2 tomorrow. So I'll be on. We'll do the sprint shootout. I think it's probably the first sprint shootout I've done on the channel. But yeah, we'll be live for sprint shootout and then sprint race tomorrow night as well, about 6 p.m, 6:30. And then obviously the race. So 4 streams this weekend, which is unusually high. Usually I can only do quality in the race. Sometimes I've only been able to do the race this year. So 4 streams. Let's go. In fact, 5 streams this weekend if you include the rant that I had this afternoon about them not accepting Andretti in, which I don't think they will. I don't think they'll approve Andretti's application. I think the 10 teams will say no, and that'll be the end of it, and that'll be shocking. So yeah, if you include my rant that I had a couple of hours ago, 5 streams in a weekend. It's almost like a proper channel. Oh, man. 10 minutes ago. Right, Q3 is happening. Who's going to get pole under the lights in Qatar? I'd love to see a McLaren or a Hamilton pole. I'm not going to lie. A Hamilton pole would slap. A Piastri pole would probably be... If I could choose what could happen now, a Piastri pole would be top of my list probably. But then again, you got to think realistically, because a Bottas pole would be even more ridiculous. Yeah, it's like a balance between what could be realistic, because what could realistically happen and be good is a Piastri or Hamilton pole. What I would love the most is just a random Valtteri Bottas pole. Yeah, let's go. Or if Alonso slaps it on pole from nowhere. Now the Bottas pole at this stage would be ridiculous. Out of nowhere. I wouldn't even know what to say if Valtteri slapped it on pole here. I wouldn't even know what to do. But realistically, I'd like to see a McLaren or Lewis. Yeah. Yes, let's go. You've made it just in time for Q3, Kim. The pole position shootout. This is where the top 10's decided. This is what we're all here for. 8 minutes to go. You have joined us for the last 8 minutes. So get in. Here we go. Norris goes quickest and sets the benchmark then. So Norris on a 1:24.0 is the benchmark at Piastri with the sparks on the exit at turn 13. Verstappen goes purple sector 1 as Alonso... Has Piastri had his time deleted? Has Norris had his time deleted? Norris has had his time deleted, so Piastri now goes quickest on a 1:24.5. Okay. Ocon goes second, half a second off Piastri's time. Here comes Verstappen round the final corner with 7 minutes to go in the final part of qualifying, and it's 7.5 tenths quicker. A 1:23.778 is the benchmark, and you've got to beat that if you want pole position today in Qatar. Let's go, Robin Kim. Isabella, is that you, Dougie? Is that you, Dougie? Bottas has pitted. He's had one go and called it a day. Here comes Lewis then round the final corner. Yeah. I thought it was. Hamilton goes P2. Okay, but 5.5 tenths away from Max. As Max just dropped the gauntlet there, mate. In Q3 when it matters. Has he just gone... You thought you all had a chance, didn't you? Bang, 23.7. Maybe. I've been fooled again. For the 18th race in a row, I thought other people had a chance. Fooled again. When will I learn? It's like a fish keeps getting caught by the same hook, bruv. I'm going to keep falling for the bait every week, thinking that these other 19 drivers have got a chance. I keep biting the bait and then being caught by the same fisherman. And he's holding me, and then he's going, ha, I got you again, and then throwing me back in the pond. Oh, mate. I keep thinking these guys have a chance. It's more of on hope than it is reality, though. Still in the bin was out Tuesday night. Can't do it no more. Anto's gone mad. You're still in the bin from Tuesday? It's Friday night. You must have had a serious session to still be hungover on 3.5 days later. That's a serious session. Right, 5 minutes to go. And the first runs in Q3 have been done. It's Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell, Piastri, Leclerc, Ocon, Alonso, Gasly, Bottas, Norris. So Norris hasn't set a time. Bottas was the first out. He's 1.8 seconds off it. He needs to... So we're going to have one more shot at this. We're going to see a replay on board with Lando Norris. Was his lap time deleted then? Let's have a look why. So it's turn 4, turn 5. Has he gone just a bit too wide at the exit of turn 5? Is that what it is? Yeah. Exit of turn 5 seems to be where they're just drifting an inch too far. And all 4 tyres have gone over the white line for Lando Norris. He's no longer within the track limits. And it's lap time deleted. It's brutal, but it's fair, or else, you know, if you, yeah, I'm fully behind that. As long as the rule is consistent throughout all the circuits, you go out, you put all 4 wheels the wrong side of the white line at the edge of the track. Lap time deleted, mate. So Norris has got to go again on a clean slate. Verstappen set the benchmark 1:23.778, and we're all filing out of the pits for one more run. Mate, Verstappen's drawn that. Verstappen has slapped down a gauntlet there. Hamilton and Russell, is Piastri going to improve by 0.8 of a second? Oh, look at what Russell's doing. What's Russell doing? Yo, Russell on a Mazda. Nah, I don't know about this. They're on this thing where they're getting their own gap in the pit lane and it... Ooh, I don't know about this. They're mucking about for track position. Oh, I don't know. I'm sat here going, ooh, and Karen Chandok on Sky Sports is doing exactly the same thing. He's like, ooh, I don't really know about that. We both don't know what to say. Me and Karen Chandok both don't know what to say about George Russell being stationary in the pit lane, like holding everyone up. It's a bit of a, oh, should you be doing that really? It's not really on, but it's not outrageous. It's just a bit of a, oh, what are you doing? Get on with it, mate. Anyway, 2 minutes to go. The thing is Piastri going to improve by 0.8? Max is saying, I'll do what I want. Yeah. It's out 2 days, didn't sleep. Absolute mad, Anto. You have some sessions, you lad. A night out with you, Anto, you'd be wake up dead. 3-day hangover. Right, here we go. These are the final laps. This decides pole position for the Grand Prix on Sunday. Let's go. Here we go. Norris starts his final attempt with a minute on the clock. Yes, Farhan, welcome in, bro. You joined us at the crucial, deciding moments of qualifying. We're on board with Lando Norris. Up to turn 4 and 5. Double right-hander. So you don't want to be too greedy. That's perfect. Oh, he's well within track limits now. Down to turn 6 comes Lando Norris. 1/10.5 off Verstappen's benchmark time at the moment. 30 seconds remain. Come on, who's setting purple sectors? We want to see some purple sectors out there. Oh, I think Norris has gone track limits again. I think Norris is going to be deleted again. I think Norris is in trouble of being P10 here. I think he's gone outside track limits again. And anyway, he's not improved in the middle sector anyway. Leclerc goes P4. Oh, I tell you what, Ferrari going to end up about 6th or 7th here if anyone else improves. Oh, Verstappen's just called it quits, mate. Verstappen said that's good enough. Alonso goes P3. Okay, Norris goes 2nd, but that might be deleted. That might be deleted. Here comes George Russell. Here comes George Russell. Then he's got one more corner to go as George. Norris is 2nd. Alonso's 4th at the moment. Ocon's only 8th. Here comes Russell in the Mercedes. Round the final corner then to cross the line. Where can he go? Oh, P3 for George Russell. Where's Lewis? Here comes Oscar Piastri. He's been quick in Sector 1, but yellow Sector 2. It's not looking great when it matters for McLaren. What can Piastri do? P4 only. He might be promoted up. I'm not sure Norris's lap time's going to stand. But at the moment, it's Verstappen, Norris, Russell, top 3. Where's Lewis? Has Lewis not... Oh, Gasly goes P8. So Gasly out-qualifies Ocon. Alpine... But we're not seeing anything on board, and Lewis is in the pits. Lewis has abandoned it, so it's P5 for Hamilton. And Bottas will stay 10th. Did he even attempt? Verstappen by 3/10 over Norris, but I think that's not a drawn conclusion yet. Norris could end up losing that lap time, I feel like. But at the moment, as it stands, it's Verstappen, Norris, Russell, Piastri, Hamilton, Alonso, Leclerc, Gasly, Ocon, and Bottas top 10. I think Norris knows he's going to get his lap time deleted. It's still showing him in P2 at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets elimination. All right, let's have a look at this. Right, turn 6. Nah, he's outside. He's gonna get deleted. On the exit of turn 10. I feel like, yeah, Lando Norris on the exit of turn 10 runs too wide, and he's going to get his lap time deleted. So it's going to promote everyone up. So it's going to end up Verstappen, Russell, Piastri, top 3. Norris is going to end up P10 because he didn't even set a banker lap time. And we're seeing why Lewis abandoned his lap time. We've seen why Lewis abandoned his lap. Massive oversteer at turn 7 and gives Verstappen an easy pole position in the end. But Norris is still showing in P2, but sweating my wheel nuts off. At least you've made it car themed. Sweating your wheel nuts off. At least it's motorsport themed, isn't it, Kim? Oh, mate. Funny. 6 on the grid for Alonso. It will be. It could be 5th. It could end up being 5th. Either Norris gets away with murder here, or he gets deleted. Either Norris gets away with murder and lines up on the front row with Max, or I don't know what's. We know Verstappen's got pole. Norris is still showing his P2, but surely he's going to get himself deleted there. So we should end up, if the rules are followed correctly, this is like a VAR in football, isn't it? Is it a goal, is it not? We're on VAR. We're on VAR mode. But it should be... It should be Russell on the front row with Verstappen. Piastri 3rd. It should be Hamilton 4th and then Alonso 5th. And I think Norris is going to end up P10. But we don't know. We've not got confirmation of that. At the moment, it's still showing that it's P2. But anyway. Verstappen's on pole again. And a top 6 in the sprint tomorrow. So we're going to do qualifying for the sprint tomorrow at 2 p.m. And then if Max is in the top 6 in the sprint tomorrow night, he will be crowned a triple world champion. So join me tomorrow. There'll be 2 streams tomorrow. 2 p.m. for the sprint qualifying. Well, they call it the sprint shootout. And then about 6 p.m., half 5, 6 p.m., something like that, for the sprint race tomorrow night. And then it will be the Qatar Grand Prix with this grid that you see in there. And Russell's time has been deleted. There we go, P10. So it is. There's the confirmation then. Norris has been dropped to P10. There it is, the grid for Sunday's Qatar Grand Prix. So we've got 2 streams tomorrow. The sprint qualifying, sprint race, and then the big one on Sunday, Qatar Grand Prix. Lights out, 6 p.m. I'll be live by R5. Little bit of build up. And that's the grid for it. Verstappen and Russell on the front row, Piastri third, Hamilton, Alonso, Leclerc, Gasly, Ocon, Bottas, and Norris with his lap time deleted drops to P10. That's it. It's been confirmed. So join me tomorrow when Max Verstappen is likely to be crowned a 3-time world champion. He only needs to be in the top 6 in the sprint. We've still got qualifying for that to come. But it is sprint weekend and a sprint Saturday tomorrow. Join me from 2 p.m. But please do drop me a like on the stream, guys. It helps me out. Maybe we'll get a few more in for the sprint stuff and for the race. And then, you know, we've still got another 5 races. Even after this weekend, there's still another 5 races of the season. Even though we'll probably have a world champion crowned tomorrow, there's still another 6 races, including Sunday, to get through, and then we'll be back bigger, better, whatever, next season. But yeah, please do drop me a like, subscribe if you're into Formula 1. I'm live for every single Grand Prix from the Formula 1 World Championship. And yeah, catch you tomorrow, 2 p.m. for sprint quali, 6 p.m. for the sprint race. Catch you tomorrow. See you in a bit.